Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. What's poppin' Legacy League? It's your boy MarquisSoLive.
And I am Christine.
Right now we're missing two of our peeps. What would be Luis and
Sean.
Yeah, right now they're taking care of some things, the scrubs, but it's okay because Christine said she'd roll through. We'll hold down the fort. And how you doing? What's up?
I'm doing well. How are you? What's up?
I'm so tired. You just asked me the same thing.
Yes.
I'm tired, man. I really I had surgery on Wednesday, so I am tired, but I'm ready. And I was just sitting back to myself, and I was like, "Yo, I'm ready to chat it up with some of my peeps." And here you are.
I am here.
Just there. So, I was on Facebook the other day, right? I was on Facebook, and I saw this video that it was talking about some story. So it's already meta to speak of because it's a story within a story. And in the story, it was about a young lady that was getting her hair done, right? She was getting her hair done at a friend's house, like, or whatever. And she was getting her hair done at her friend's house, and all of her friends' kids were, like, acting them up, like, going crazy, yelling, screaming, like, doing just the most, right? And she reaches out her phone, and she calls her husband, who had recently just left, right? And he said, "Hey, these kids are acting up. Can you come back and get them?" And the husband came back and grabbed the kids. He said, "No problem." He grabbed them, and he left because she was working. And then the woman doing the hair proceeds to get on her phone and order the husband some dinner because she wouldn't be able to, like, cook dinner for him because she's doing hair, and hair takes a long time sometimes. Like, I remember sometimes when my mom used to braid my hair, like, we're talking like 8 hours for me just sitting on the floor. Like, yeah, hair takes a long time. So she noticed that she wouldn't be able to, like, cook dinner, and so she started ordering, like, this bomb food, like, not like McDonald's, you know what I mean? Like, it was like good food, like quality food, like some expensive stuff just for the husband. And the person getting her done is the person that came out with the story. Because it was like, I just never seen such simple actions that spoke so loudly. And I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, like, that's kind of crazy. The fact that, you know, like, no question, like, no arguing. You just, like, come grab the kids. Hey, they're working. Let me help their environment. And then the flip of, like, oh, I won't be able to help them out, so let me just go ahead and order them food because, you know, I'm going to be doing this for a while. Just thinking ahead, there was nothing but trust in that whole exchange, and I thought it was, like, really interesting. So that's, like, that put me in a good mood this morning. I read that. I was like, oh.
That's really sweet. I like it.
I was like, oh, look at people, man.
People love each other.
Look at people
They're
loving
thoughtful,
each other.
taking care of each other. It's just the sweetest thing.
Isn't it crazy how, like,
Love works?
no, like, how that is considered such a, like, a big, like, awe moment, but, like, the gestures are
But we should be
so
doing that, shouldn't we?
simple. Like, it's just, like, moving kids out of an environment so that, you know, your partner can get, you know, tasks that they have to get done, and then, like, just food, like
Yeah.
sustenance, like, that's crazy. Well, because that's what I thought about. I was like, man, I said, man, that's a big awe moment, but like, wow, why do I think that's such a big awe moment when it is at the same time something that some people might consider basic, you know, like, not basic in the sense of, like, unappreciated, but, like, stuff that you should do for someone that you care about. And I think that I just thought that was such a weird and interesting thing of, like, the mindset of, like, how people are, because I could literally count on, like, one hand the amount of people that if I was in that type of environment, like, if I was doing, like, work or something like that, like, and, like, something was a stressor to that environment, would I call that person and say, hey, can you take this stressor out? You know, because sometimes either that person is a stressor or in the other weirdness, that person, like, doesn't, like, take out the stressor. I definitely know some people where it's like, hey, like, why do I have to grab kids? Like, why can't you grab them? Or, hey, I was gonna do something for my work. Why can't you do it? And so I just think it's very interesting how we look at gestures, and then I think that line and that boundary that people have. And while that situation, I think for them, that exchange is very powerful, it may not work for everyone, if that makes sense. Like, there's some people that you can't just call back when they're gone and they're started. Like, right now, if you were about to go to like a dance thing and then someone calls like, hey, I need you to do this for my environment, like, it's like, like, you're going to feel, you probably still do it because you're a nice person, but like you're sacrificing something that you want to do for someone else. And it's like, some people won't make that sacrifice because it's like,
well, I've definitely done it recently.
It's definitely like, ugh. It's a weird exchange. But like, have you ever like changed something that you would do because of someone else, like in that environment? Because normally in that environment, like, I would, if I'm doing something, like if I'm about to record a podcast, that's what I'm doing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's what I'm doing. But like, depending on who I'm like around and how I'm dealing with, like if my best friend, like if like one of my best friends like call and like, hey, I need something, like, all right, cool, I would change that habit, I would alter that. But like, generally speaking, like, I'm just like,
I mean, if your best friend injured themselves right now and you're close to them, you'd help them get to the hospital.
I mean, but that's like
maybe
injury. You don't have to be my best friend for me to want you to like be okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not about to put blood on my hands because because of whatever. You know, if you call me and I don't know you that well and you're like, I'm bleeding out, then I'm like, oh crap, where are you at? Drop a pin, and I hope you called the cops before me. You know?
I would hope so too.
Like, I would hope that I wasn't stop one. Because, all right, like, hold on, that's three-way with the cops. Like I'm going to call the cops. Stay on the phone. Don't bleed out. So, I mean, how do you feel about that?
I've stopped what I'm doing to be there for people.
Is that a good thing?
I feel better about it myself if it, I guess.
Like, what do you mean? Like, is it a good thing? I think it's like bittersweet because sometimes when you stop for people, you don't feel fully appreciated. Like,
but I could know that I did something for someone, even if they didn't appreciate me. I mean, I may not feel good about how they react towards me, but at least I know I did something.
So it's more so for the act. So you like the act of doing something for someone else.
The acts of service, maybe that's my sorry, maybe that's my actual love language instead of quality time and physical touch. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my love languages has changed throughout the years of my like environment, and my mindset has changed. So I'm pretty sure that that's possible. Just like how your education and the way that you speak can change depending on like where you're at. Like someone who has a PhD would speak a little differently than they did in high school. Well,
acts of service, I think, is something that I've seen in my family. Mm-hmm. Like my little sister just a few days ago, she posted, I saw something on her Snapchat. She made, she took a photo, she made food, or I think she bought some of the fave food for her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And remember, she's pregnant. Some people will be like, you have to take care of the pregnant person, but she's still doing stuff for her partner. And she also made a warm bath for him with a bath bomb. And I thought that was really cute. It was really sweet.
The bath bomb or everything
the bath,
else?
The warm bath, and with a, she showed the bath bomb. I don't think she threw it in. He probably did it when he went in the bathtub. But isn't that sweet?
I mean, I've actually never had a bath bomb, so I couldn't.
I've never either. I don't know what it's like, and I really want to know.
Then I was like, what are we basing this off? I think the gestures, yes, it definitely sounds like she was treating him and doing him right, and I think pampering should go both ways anyway. So
it should.
I agree that that's definitely emotion.
I've had a partner that, what about what you've done for me? There were times, remember when I was sitting on a couch, you were laying on a couch, you asked me if I needed water. That's nice. That's a really nice gesture.
I just don't want you to choke on my couch. But I feel you.
Was I eating?
No, it's just like,
Oh.
don't hydrate enough.
Oh, I don't? I thought I do. I drink a lot of water.
No.
Well, I appreciate your concern for my dehydration level. As I open my bottle and drink water right now.
Yeah, integrity check. Like, no, I think that, yes, hydration levels, do you need water? Because there's certain things that you can kind of tell throughout the day. You're a very active person. And once you start going, like if I get you in a conversation, like you can go for a while. And so you might need some water because you can be ready to go at any moment. So yes, you're someone that definitely should be
that's thoughtful of you still, isn't it?
I don't offer that to everyone, just to people who talk.
Oh, I talk a lot.
I mean, not a lot. Not when you don't have water. Because then you'll just choke yourself out.
Yeah, I do.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Are you confused on whether or not you choke yourself out after water?
Sorry, I was burping.
See? Always having some water issues.
That's a water issue? The burp I just did outside of the bike?
What's in your throat?
Gas.
Probably water.
Wait, no, I thought, okay.
It's probably water. What's happening?
I'm feeling gas in my throat.
Everybody, I just want you to know, for the listeners out there, she is farting.
I am not farting. It's
she is letting it
through my throat.
Ew.
My mouth.
Ew. All right, calm down, Cardi B.
Dang it. People have to listen to this. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh. But no, to get back on track. Yeah, outside of your farts, I've definitely changed something or done something differently because of the influence of other people. It's been positive and negative. One of the things that I definitely have changed, at least in my adulthood, is the greetings part. I come from, when I grew up, like, we don't necessarily say hello as soon as people go in. Like, you might chill, because there's two things to that. One person might think is rude. As soon as you come in and there's a bunch of energy, you don't know how that person's energy was before they walked in that door. And then you just like come in and it's like talk. Some people need a minute to decompress. So like, I know that now, being in the military. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I have a lot of energy when I go. That sounds like me. That's how, come in like, hey.
Yeah, but they're different.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's nothing wrong with being different. I was just saying, me coming into the military, there's some times where, like, you're trying to get out of work mindset, and then by the time you walk in, you're just now either decompressed or you're just almost decompressed fully. And, like, that energy is just not there. Because some people, I definitely talked to someone, like, they get off or they have different schedules, and so they've had plenty of time to relax, be on their phone, like, take their shoes off, like, there's something about just taking off like the little work clothes and just trying to sit in and flopping around for a little bit. That's very relaxing and calming. But as I was saying, like, so growing up, like, things like my mom would come in and then she would be all relaxed. She'd do the what is it? The top button of her belt all the time. She'd pop that out and that she'd be relaxing from there. And it's very relaxing actually. If I had a button, right now. But and I didn't understand it back then. I thought it just wasn't like, oh, like, don't talk right now. But then I get like this decompression thing. So once I realized that not everyone has that decompression need, like you, like if I walk in, you don't have that same, like, hey, give me a moment to process what's going on in life. You can just resume a conversation. There's nothing wrong with that.
But you probably need to decompress.
That's just adjusted. It depends. You will only decompress if you have something that you would need to, decompress from. I'm not decompressing from nothing. So if the day is fine, then that wouldn't happen. But it's like sometimes the day isn't fine, and there's different ways to cope with that. Like, it's also weirder in that military side of it because, like, sometimes you'll be in a place and you don't have your phone. That's a big, like, thing to not have your phone, and then as soon as you get out of work, all of that information comes at once, and it's like, what? Yeah. Like, I definitely found out bad news at the end of the day that came in at the beginning of the day, and I was like, oh, I wish I would have seen this earlier, even though it would have affected my day. But yeah, walking in and greeting. Some that I now like. I feel like it's almost mandatory, like me, because I want that. Like I want in my family idea and my like kids and stuff. I want them like, hey, how you doing? Like I personally think it's rude now. Like if you walk in and you don't greet someone, like if someone's not in the mood to talk, that's very different. But you can say hi. I don't like. You can greet someone back. Now, there's a difference between saying hi and, all right, let me go ahead and tell you about my day now. So Becky was, and then you just go into a day. Yeah, like there's a difference between doing that and like, just a greeting. But I think the greeting part of it should be regardless, because that's your people. That's the people you see all the time, and that sets the tone. So that's something I learned earlier. Like I thought that, oh, well, people need to go at their own pace. And then like later on, I was like, no, like there's a basic, like, you don't have to accept that. There's like a basic, like freaking baseline that people should give other people, which is, hey, how you doing? Doing good? All right,
Yes.
cool. And if you say bad, okay, well, if you can't listen to someone, it's okay to tell them like, hey, as long as you get back to them. As long as you get back to them. I was about to say, because I definitely hit someone with a, hey, I can't do this right now, but I promise if we can get back to this later, with good news and bad news. That's the key, because people associate that with just bad news. It's like, no, I do that with good news too. Like if I'm not in a talking mood, I'll just straight up like, yo, like I'm not really chatty right now. However, a little later, I would love to hear more about your new nails. I would love to hear more about that new video game you bought or blah, blah, blah. But right now, I just can't do it. Yeah. And I think that's interesting. That's something that like through relationships that I've been able to like change and influence differently. And just my way to like, read each other is, going from that like solo to okay, like this is how I love, this is how I see the world. And then you hit someone else and you're like, well, this is how I love and how I see the world. And then you guys clash, and then eventually you go, okay, well, here's our medium. I think it's freaking weird. Have you ever had something that was like a hard, like not a culture shock, but like you legitly had to change the way that you went about things? Like you don't have any brothers, so I would imagine like putting the toilet seat down would be a regular thing. Like that's what I mean. Like that's something that
goodness.
It's just very normal
it's normally down. Y'all shouldn't keep it up.
I don't know who y'all is.
Men. Don't keep the toilet seat up.
I don't know if that's exclusive to men, because I grew up with a female. My mom mostly raised me, and I would say that I put the toilet seat down. And I just think that, it goes both ways, though.
Yeah. I should probably put it up for the guys.
Yeah, because I was about to say, if you had nothing but brothers, what would you say? Because right now, it's because you don't have, you have sisters and it's just your dad. I was like, I would expect the toilet seat to always be down, but that's because, you guys outnumber him. But like, if it was reversed and like,
my poor dad,
there was just one female there, I would think that the toilet seat will always be up. Because that's just, and you would just get used to putting it down. So that's a weird thing of environment. Like it's just me and my little brother. But like I said, my mom mostly read, so it's just normal etiquette when we had to share bathrooms and stuff like that she would just say.
Well, yeah.
I'm just saying, like anything along those lines of like had to change within a relationship that you were used to.
I had to close drawers more.
You leave drawers open?
A little bit open. Like I'll close it, but it will be slightly open, and it bothered my ex, and he was like, "Can you please close this?"
Why are you leaving? Oh my God, no! I get that.
It's still a problem because in my dorm I do it.
Why? You just can't.
I don't know. I just don't close it all the way.
Are you afraid that it'll never open?
I close it, but I don't push it all the way.
It's just. Food goes bad.
Sometimes socks will be in the way and of closing it all the way, for example. I mean, now I have a drawer organizer that I put my socks in, this organized thing. But I still somewhat leave my drawers open. Like I'll open it pretty fast, get something, and then I'll close it, but not all the way. I don't know. It's a problem. But I changed that for I tried. I really tried.
I just don't understand. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like I've never heard of that. Well, it's okay. I sometimes when I'm multitasking, I will open a drawer up to do something, but like I won't like crack it. Like I'll leave it open. Like it's either open or it's closed. You're like partially. Like I'm glad it's just drawers, or else all the food would go bad because you'd just be cracking the fridge. Oh man, I'm pretty sure I closed it. I'm not sure if I closed it all the way though.
Yeah.
And now we're drinking spoiled milk.
I know I did a lot. I know I adjusted a bit more in my relationship. Just right now, that's what I could think of.
Hey.
Like others more serious things I've probably adjusted to.
At the bare minimum, she started closing those drawers, bro. So there's always that.
But if you tell me, I will do my best, and I apologize that I make that mistake or that error that's annoying.
Do you think that you shouldn't do that?
Close the drawer?
Like apologize for just something that is
a habit?
A habit
really
for you?
Habit?
Why? Well, hold on. Like, why is that a bad habit? It's
not.
A drawer.
It's not. It's just a drawer.
Unless you have OCD. In that case, it could be painful.
I guess it depends on the person.
Yeah, but like, I think it's just a commonplace. There's nothing to be wrong with like, it's just like some people can't go to bed with socks on because their feet get too hot.
Yeah, that's weird. Sometimes I even put my feet out of the blanket
to adjust yourself.
No, I just I don't want my feet in the blanket.
I know. I'm saying like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that. I get too cold. I'm not doing that. Like, that's something that just some people it's just either you do or you don't, and it's like, and people have different gripes about it.
I tend to take the bed when I'm sleeping, so that too I had to adjust.
I dislike you. Anyone who does that, I
spread out.
You are too.
I sleep diagonally.
First of all, I don't know why the tiniest women in the world always want to take the most amount of cover, the most amount of surface area on the beds. I don't know what it is. I don't know how that equates to that. Like, and then you never sleep. Like, I feel like beds should be redesigned because they never sleep in the intended, like, two straws like method. It's always like a diagonal. Let me just try to get as much coverage as possible.
Well, you've seen how I lay down on the bed too. I lay down diagonally. I'll even put my feet in weird places. I put my feet up the wall. Like, I'm really weird in the guest room. Yeah.
I was like, what?
You've seen how I?
What are you doing to my guest room wall? Yo, relax. Damn, Gina.
Even on the couch, I don't sleep. I don't lay down normally. I put my feet up.
Well, that's a normal thing. Like, I think people put their feet. I mean, that's why recliners are so big. I'm just saying, like, it's just such a weird, like, things that you adjust within relationships that I think are like, what? Oh, another adjustment that I had to make was spending time with like freaking my significant others, like friends and family.
Oh. Yeah, I've done that. I had to do that.
I would hope so.
I was like my significant others. The family always had big celebrations for birthdays and every holiday. Just a big get together with everybody there.
My anxiety.
Which isn't bad. I really liked them. His family was really sweet. And if you're listening to this, you're really sweet. Love you guys. Thank you for supporting.
If you have more than one ex, that would cause some confusion there.
Well, I don't really count the middle school, high school relationships. I've only had one long relationship.
There's a middle school ex right now that's just like cursing in the comments. And you know what, bro? I support you.
Like
Curse
2.
her out. Curse her out.
Like 2.
Flames.
It didn't count. We didn't even do anything. We just held hands.
That was big back then.
Oh no, that was probably really mean of me to say on this podcast. Like, that was love. Was that love?
I don't know if it was love, but it was big back then.
Infatuation.
Holding hands was like, what? Yo,
Christine's dating that guy.
Standing next to
the
someone
guy that has a name that sounds like a
day.
dog. Sorry, Winston. I had a friend be like, "Oh, his name is Winston, and that's a dog name."
Is it?
Yeah, my first ex-boyfriend.
No, I'm saying, is it a dog name?
Oh, yeah, actually. I've watched a movie where a dog's name was Winston, and I was like, oh.
That doesn't necessarily make it Okay. I feel you. I mean, it just sounds like an older guy's name. Like you said, I was dating a Winston. I imagine you dating someone in their 40s. Yeah, like getting a sugar daddy. I was like, oh man, Papa Winston.
I think there is a picture of us holding hands because
you and an old man.
No, when I was in middle school, because my math teacher knew we were dating, and actually he was a photographer, and he took a picture of us holding hands.
I like how for the relationship that did not matter, you have such vivid memories, and this is why I do not trust women when they say stuff like that. It doesn't matter, but you got the most vivid. It doesn't count either.
You know, I kind of want to message that teacher and ask if he still has those pictures from 2006 and 2007, because that'd be really cute to see.
Why?
I don't know. I'm still friends with Winston. He's a good guy. We talked in high school and was like, yeah, we dated, but it wasn't a relationship really. But we had called each other boyfriend and girlfriend at some point.
And you dated?
Yeah.
What?
There was no kissing.
That doesn't... What?
I don't even think we lasted... I don't even know how long it was.
Hold on. Let's stay with that.
It was middle school.
Do you have to physically do something to someone else in order to cheat?
Wait, what?
I'm asking you, if you're in a relationship, do you have to physically do something with someone else that's outside of your relationship in order to consider it cheating?
I think it really depends. Like with my partner, if we had that discussion of like, oh, we can explore other people, then yeah.
That's no discussion there.
What do you mean?
If there's no discussion there, if you are not physically doing anything with another person, is it possible for you to still be cheating on your significant other?
You can emotionally cheat.
So if you can emotionally cheat and it's considered cheating without the physicality, how can the relationship not count because it's not physical?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Because I was going to say, now I'm thinking about my long-term relationship and how there were times where I felt like I missed someone in my past. Mm-hmm. And I was honest with him, but he would tell me, like, those are normal emotions, so you shouldn't feel bad about it. I'm like, but I have you and I love you.
Missing someone is very different than emotionally investing into someone.
Yeah.
Missing someone usually comes from an investment that you made in the past already. And you're just thinking of that past investment. Emotionally investing into someone else is totally different. That's you giving your time and attention actively in the now. It's not the past. So I think that is a different thing entirely. If you feel for like a relationship that you had in the past, like, oh yeah, mixed feelings. Like, yeah, we think about the good times and the bad times and whatnot. But if you are talking to someone that you haven't dated... And like, man, they're just such a great person. I just enjoy the warmness that I get from talking to them. That's emotionally investing into something else. And I think that's cheating.
Was it a bit much? Because I did draw like pictures of us kissing. Because I used to draw a lot of anime or manga type style, and I used to draw pictures of me and him, or like him hugging me, which is really lame and embarrassing. No, I wasn't dating him at the time. I really had a crush on him.
Oh, were you dating someone else?
And then we started dating. No.
Oh, then that doesn't count because it's just you in the fields. I'm talking about because you said your middle school relationships didn't count because you weren't physical, and I was like, what do you mean physicality? I
don't know. I was immature at the time. I didn't have an idea of what a relationship was, so I don't think I really had that. I mean, I guess I should count it. Like, we called each other boyfriend and girlfriend, but it didn't seem like a relationship where we were reciprocating and doing things with each other. It was just, I saw you at school and you're cute, and now you're my boyfriend, and I hugged you
because that's
between classes.
That's all the rules were back then.
You're right.
You created more as you got older. Then you start getting more into, like when I come out to you or when I talk to you, you should do this reaction or you should have this reaction. You should make me feel this way.
Yeah.
So I think they count. I'm not letting you discount all these things because I like to believe that one day some of the people I dated in middle school definitely are going to be like superstars. And I want to be like, I would hope so. I dated that person. So you're not going to ruin my hot streak with your canceling of middle school.
I had a short relationship with someone who later in life people are like, he's gay. I mean, I'd be happy if you found someone in that area, but some people would make fun of me and say that I turned him gay.
Do you think it's possible?
No.
for you to like date
No,
someone.
he probably
then,
already liked guys and just dated me. Who knows?
Yeah, but like, do you think it's possible for like him to try one more time to see? Because I feel like people go through the buy route for a while before
that's true.
they decide they're actually. So it's definitely possible, but I think it's not bad if you did like help him affirm that he wants to just like be gay and like men. I think that's a good thing, because I think that being bi sometimes, for at least some of my friends have said that it's been a confusing thing, and then there's inner hate about the inability to choose and being in the gray area of the gray area, and there's a lot of like struggles there too. So I think that it could be positive.
My high school relationship, though, was a relationship for sure.
I think they were all relationships. If
Yeah,
you said that was my boyfriend.
He was my boyfriend.
Unless you're in the second grade and you can't remember that person's name.
Do you have a story of elementary relationship where you were like, want to be my girlfriend, and it happened?
Let me tell you the way that I date. I think I've only asked someone to be my girlfriend like maybe 4 times tops in my life.
Yeah.
I've been in multiple relationships. I never asked people out. I just kind of like, there's just one day and then I'm dating them. I don't know how I do it, and I don't know how it happens. It'll just like,
it just escalates.
We'll be talking. we'll be talking, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, like I've been calling you every day, or we've been going out to eat like every day, or like
That's cute.
There's little words that like, I don't know. One day I just like mess around and just be in a whole relationship. Like it's very rare. It's been very rare. I don't know where that comes from either. It's been very rare where I was just like, hey, like, do you want to be my girlfriend? Because I don't know. I've asked so many questions outside. After that, do you want to eat?
You want to get married?
I've actually been asked. I've been proposed to twice, but I've only asked one person in my life, and that was my high school sweetheart.
Oh,
I know, and yeah, it's weird questions too. I give hypotheticals.
I've never been engaged. I'm not sure what that's like.
I'm no longer engaged and I'm not married, so I don't know if my description of it's accurate, but I felt okay. You know, I was a little impatient.
Like you wanted to get married right away after that?
Yeah, it felt weird. It felt like, because you have to think about it first, how the world sees it. You know, like, like if there's a person like at a bar, or you're talking to someone and they're married versus they have a fiance, it sounds different to the cultures.
Yeah.
Like how they go about, how they treat them. And even like the friend groups, I've learned. I didn't know that was a thing too. Like people will legitly have certain friend groups up until the day they're married. And then it's like, okay, now I can't have this person.
What?
It's like a hyper version of cold feet. It's like, why? Like, why should you, like, because think about it. Because what's the difference? Like, fiance, you would say fiance is an upgrade from, like, your traditional boyfriend-girlfriend thing, right?
Yeah.
Because you have a promise to one day, you know, do the thing. But, like, that's all it is a promise to one day move to a different step.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I've seen that it's been very limiting. Like, some of my people that get engaged, that's why they try to get engaged, like, within the next year or two, because it's like, I've talked to some people that are like 5 years engaged. I'm like, oh man, like, are you guys getting married at this point? 5 years.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
wow.
Like,
that's a long time.
Natural progression, but I've seen, like, I've had some difficulties with it. I think that it made me impatient because I was just like, man, like, I can't say my fiance and like reap anything from it outside of my personal, like if that's someone you really care about, it's not like you're gonna be like, that's now my fiance, because you're already like, well, I want that person to be, you know, my wife. I want that person to be like my partner.
Yeah.
Like, that's you're like, I'm trying to keep going, like, let's keep this energy going. And as long as you believe that there's a progression system, of course you're going to want to aim for the next level. Like, I feel like, what's the difference between like someone, like if you were a fiance as opposed to just being in like a 5 or 6 year relationship and not being a fiance? What are some differences that you would have? Outside
just a
of your
ring.
ring. Yeah. But you could have a promise ring.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was sitting there, I was like, man, I'm impatient. I don't see the benefits of this. Unfortunately, like, I know that's a really weird way to think of it, like beneficial, but like, I'm legitly like, I don't see the benefit. All I get is stress. When's the wedding? When's this happening? What are you going to do for careers?
What is the food for the venue?
This person can't sit next to this person.
Ugh.
Should we do a courthouse? Oh no. Parents always want to see, their kids in a big old glorious wedding. It's one of their like to-do lists or something. I'm like,
I might have a big wedding. I don't know.
Bro,
If I get married, I don't feel the need to get married.
Marriage is weird, man.
Isn't it such a West thing? Who brought that? Like, who did marriages? What culture? Was it religion?
Yeah, religion based. Marriages came back from, making that promise. Marriage as a concept is really funny. I'm sorry. If you really think about it, like if marriage didn't exist, if you had no pre-existing knowledge of marriage and I tried to explain marriage to you, like that's a freaking crazy concept. It's like, hey, like I like being around you, but like I need you to be around me until you die.
Yeah.
Like
till death do us part.
Like I need you to be around me till you die. And then who's that? Who's that coming? Oh, that's a priest. I need you to swear before God that you're gonna always do right by me.
Yeah.
Hey, put this thing on that lets everyone know that you belong to me and me alone, and of the promise that you made between God and me.
Unless I go
your
for
family.
polyamory, but yeah, which is illegal. Wait, no, polygamy is illegal, so you can't marry more than one person. But you could probably have an open marriage.
Good.
Yeah.
But I mean, at that point, I don't necessarily like. I would have to call one of my references for like someone that's been in an open marriage. Like I don't see the point of that because I think I could just be single.
Yeah, true.
And have the same general benefits. If you're talking like a good situationship, a partnership, like open marriage, like everything that I hear is like a benefit. I'm just like, I just feel like me being single would just be almost equal.
Yeah.
As the benefit. It's like, I don't know. But I do understand when people try to explain it like, hey, like I really love this person. This person is important to me. This person has my heart. I'm emotionally invested in this person. But that person is a physical bombshell and I want to do things that are unspeakable to them. Like, I hear that. I hear that statement. I'm like, okay. I mean, the way you broke it down.
I want to do unspeakable things.
Yeah, I'm doing unspeakable things to that person. But like,
okay.
It's like, my personality, I can't accept that because I want all in one. I'm an all in one everything. Like, I think it's because I grew up with the flip phone and an iPhone. So like I'm used to, remember when phones used to just call and text?
Yeah.
Yeah, I that's in the past. I'm used to my phone can now stream videos. I can make podcasts off of them. I can play video games. That's what I want. I want an all in one.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, I can't do an open marriage because that's going back to flip phones for me. I need an all in one. I need my wife that look, I don't care if she can cook. I can cook. Like
I am not
she can't
much of a cook.
It's okay. Cooking is just learning.
But I'll cook
patient.
for someone and oh,
have you ever cooked for me?
No, but you
then I don't know.
Remember I told you my discomforts with cooking and I came back here one time and you had instructions and I was like, this is really sweet. My ex used to do this. Very thoughtful on how to make that fish, remember?
Oh yeah.
How to heat it up.
Yeah, it was cooling on the fish days.
Mm-hmm. That was really nice.
I guess. I just didn't want you to burn the house down. That wouldn't have been nice.
Yeah. So my ex he made changes like that for me.
Are you sure that it was like an act? I feel like it seems like a natural, the way you described it is like, I was like, man, it seems like something that he'd be used to doing at that point. I wonder what he felt the first time he was writing those instructions out.
I don't think I asked for it, and then I realized that worked for me.
Yeah, but I just wondered like what he was feeling the first time. Like,
I can ask him
because you didn't ask for it, so that means he was like one day was like, you know what, I'm giving her instructions, and then made instructions. So I wonder like what got like, because there's a thought of doing something like that, but then like what makes you actually go out and execute?
Maybe I did say I would need instructions while cooking. Like I said, I would do well if he was next to me.
Something like that.
Oh.
Dang, I just need instructions.
Yeah.
Maybe you did. Did you? Possibly.
Yep. It really helped. I made the best garlic noodle. I had a lot of vegetables in it.
Yeah, but so now my question would be, what's the difference between that and like a cookbook?
It's not different. But he had his own meals that I really liked to eat. That was vegan. It was delicious.
Yeah, but he's not the only.
And I was like, teach me how to make this.
So you could probably just follow a cookbook.
We had names for it too, like, but it would be named after like Kyle Wraps. Like I named it after him, one of the vegan things, and then other names. So it was his. Like I guess he could have just made his own cookbook for me.
I just feel like you could definitely claim that you can cook because you can follow instructions. I can follow instructions,
but I don't like cooking because staring at the food when I want to eat it is really hard for me. Like I want to eat it at that moment.
You want to die? Is that what
I don't like the process of cooking. It takes too long.
I don't know if I agree.
Because I have to smell it and I want to eat it. You know?
Yeah, but like
I've done this before.
If you're
in Tahiti.
If you're cooking something and you're just like, oh yeah, that smells good, let me go ahead and eat it now. And
I was making an omelet and I just ate it all when it wasn't done.
And then you get sick.
It was really bad.
It's on you.
Yeah, it is on me.
And I don't understand it.
But I guess I also doubt myself when I cook. I just don't feel comfortable with it.
What, like, is it the idea of like burning something or like just messing up the dish?
Yeah, I've screwed things up as a kid.
Yeah, but like, is that like, why would you like mess that up? Is that like,
I don't know,
wasting?
It's just my anxiety.
Oh, like, no, I'm saying like, what part of it is the bad part? Like wasting food?
Sure.
Or because like you can mess up. Like someone messed up bread and made toast, so like you can.
Yeah, that's true.
You can mess up.
Yeah, that's true.
You can mess up and it still be fine. So I was just curious because like me, I come from that household like you can't leave the table until your plate is empty.
Me too.
Oh well, so if you have that type of background where you wasn't supposed to leave, food on your plate, then I could see you not wanting to mess up food because then you're like, oh well, I got to get rid of it, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that. I was trying to figure out. I was like, is it wasting like ingredients? Because like when I'm cooking, like the other day I made nachos and then I freaking
so good.
I mean they were good.
Can I have some?
The other day I made nachos, right?
You ate it all?
Yeah. The other day I made nachos and I just I messed up my meat a little bit. Like I browned it a little too much and I was like, oh man. But I was like, all right, cool. Oh, and I didn't add enough seasoning, so it didn't taste like more not like nachos. It just tastes like I was like a hamburger helper almost.
Actually sounds really good. When I used to eat meat.
It was solid. It was a solid like dish. I enjoyed it. I didn't care that I messed up the seasoning combination because I didn't over season, I under seasoned. And then I just added seasoning in post and it was whatever. But yeah, the old me definitely would felt anxiety about like messing up. But I like trying stuff. I'm not afraid to fail. Stuff like pumps me up. Like
I didn't know you could do that. What the heck?
Do what?
Move your pecs?
Oh.
I wish I could do that. I can't. I'm trying right now. I'm really trying to flex.
I have balloons and I just pump them. And like,
can you guys see that?
And I just pump them. It's a balloon. Well, two of them. But man, I was thinking about something the other day, and if you had a machine, right? You know how you can check your temperature, like a little thing,
Yeah.
and they've been using it for COVID. If you had a machine that you can do like a love temperature check, would you buy it?
Oh, I would just ask my partner. My ex used to ask me, like, how's your bucket? Like, is your love tank full?
I know exactly the three things that you combine, but okay.
And then if it wasn't, he'd ask, like, well, what could I do for you to make it full? And that was really sweet.
But check this out. This machine already tells you exactly what level it is.
But I want to communicate with my partner.
People also lie, though.
You're right. That's true.
People.
But I got his BS.
You got a lie detector.
I read a lot of stuff on understanding lies, and I would call him out when he's holding back on telling me something.
Well, that's one particular ex.
And then he's like, you and that book.
That's one ex. I'm talking about, like, if you use someone, like, you got to be careful not to fall into the trap of an ex, because your ex could be just his own person. You can find out his tells. Well, you can find out his tells, but his tells doesn't necessarily mean the tells of every other man.
How do you think he'd feel if he didn't want to tell me completely and then I just did it? Like, could he also be upset that I don't know, measured the love tank level?
I don't know him and his characteristics. All I said was, if this machine could give you a temperature check, would you buy it? Now you're getting into checking someone's temperature without permission, which is a whole nother conversation. I would buy it because I would scan myself. But I see the way that
I'd scan myself too.
No, you wouldn't buy it. You just said you just ask your ex. And
I guess I could ask myself, but what if I don't know? What if I don't understand how I'm feeling?
There's a lot of work there.
Yeah, it's a lot of work I'd have to do with the counselor, probably.
Even if, like, what if I don't know what it would even be measured in? Would it be like a numerical number, like a 2-digit number? Like, I don't know.
I would like a love tank and it to be filled up.
Yeah.
To see how much it's filled.
A tank? Like a fish tank?
Like a gas tank.
Like a can?
Yeah.
Like a gas can? For like filling up
my car tank? Oh.
I have an electric vehicle, so none of this is registering to me. A gas tank? I thought the gas tanks are in the car.
A battery. My love battery. Is it fully charged?
Not all batteries are rechargeable, but I feel you. I was like...
A love rechargeable battery.
I just threw away some batteries, actually. I was like,
oh, no. That's not okay.
I was like, hey, no, you can have your whatever form... have whatever form of love that you please it. I would buy the machine. I think it would be interesting. I think it'd be interesting just to be able to...
scan random people walking past me.
I'm not talking to random people, so no, I couldn't do that. But I think it'd just be interesting to have that type of tool.
Could it be manipulative?
I think it's only like it's one of those potential things, like how we said in the last episode. Like, it only has the potential to do something if you like realize it.
If I was trying to woo someone and I use that to figure out where their love tank is and what their love language is,
that would change the way that you interact with that person.
You know what? Yeah.
So technically, it's not just a machine. You are legitly,
and they'd probably appreciate
changing the way that you're acting.
Yeah.
It'd be like asking them how they're doing, but you already did it. To take out some of the joy in conversation. And then
showing the love that they need, that they want, or that they like.
Yeah. That'd be scary. I think this machine.
Everyone would be loving each other.
I don't think it'd be like that. Well, I think it'd be like, imagine if it was like a scale, like, 1 to 100, and like most people are on average are scoring like 40.
Oh gosh, those poor people.
Well, think about what 100 is. 100 is like because you didn't determine the scales. 100 being like agape, like love that is unconditional, which is almost divine in nature, because that means no matter what, your love level stays the same. So imagine that type as being 100. There's very, very few. Like, people worship things that they love on that level. So people on average wouldn't be up there. Can you get to 50? Probably got some 50 because there's stalkers and obsession, which would
Oh
still
my
be creeping
goodness.
towards that level,
That's scary.
right?
Yep.
So I'm curious to how people would read it because, like, you may think, like, then you'll get into all these different articles, like, what's the average of your relationship's love bucket? And it's like, are you guys a 45? Ooh, you're trending downward.
Oh, no.
It's like stocks.
Goodness.
Now you're gambling with your heart, which is already a thing. You already gamble.
I mean, I guess technically you are gambling with your relationships, right?
Yeah.
With who you choose to be around and who you choose to let into your life and do things with.
I think it's just a gamble, but you're, at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is you're like, okay, well, I take the risk. No, I accept risk. 'Cause I think that
is
makes
it worth it?
That makes it powerful, though. Those risks.
Yeah, it does.
Like taking that.
It does.
Because if you did something that had zero risk, like it, and I say this very carefully because I know that people want to be into I want a relationship when everything is easy and there's no problems. And like my only issue with that is that I don't know if I would correctly be able to appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because like think of some of the things that we seen as gestures, like earlier the story, like someone taking time to do from what they want to help you. That's a sacrifice. So that's not everything being easy. Mm-hmm. That's you appreciating when someone did something for you, or like just understanding, or your ability to talk with one of your exes and like just ask them like how are you doing and where's going on. But that's a conversation that depending on who you talk to, like you either can or can't get that information. There's some people you can't just start off like that.
Yeah.
Like I know there's some people like if something's bothering them in their day, I have to just talk to them and eventually we'll get back to their day. They just want to talk. They don't necessarily want to talk about, get to the actual root of the issue is. They will beat around the bush and whatnot. So, man. Yeah. I don't know what this machine would be called.
The love machine. Wait.
No, I think that's
already taken.
That's probably
like
already
pornos.
taken. And I was going to say it's probably like a dildo, actually. Like,
the love measure meter. Oh, that sounds weird.
damn, like a love flux measure capacitor thing.
Capacinator.
That sounds
the
like
Loveinator.
This sounds like prison names now.
Huh?
These sound like prison names, like names of some big strong dude.
Oh.
You're gonna be Loveinated. Capacitor love.
Well, that sounds hot. Oh no.
Everything is about perspective, I guess. No, I'm not ever going to prison, so no, that's a negative for me, Ghost Rider.
But weirdly, not even as like a prison guard. I know someone that just joined that's in prison as a prison guard right now. Mm-hmm. Like they didn't do crimes; they're just a guard. Like, what if you do go to prison to visit someone?
Who am I visiting in prison?
I don't know. Me.
If you go to prison, I'm cutting ties.
Wait, what?
I'm saying this.
What if I didn't
now.
do it? What if I didn't do whatever they're telling me that I did?
Are you guilty until proven innocent?
I am innocent.
No, you're guilty because you're
I know
in
I'm
prison
innocent.
already.
No, I'm not. There are innocent
prison,
people in prison as well.
Yeah, there are guilty people outside as well.
Yeah, and that's really bad.
So
you would cut me out. What if I got out because they found out I was
snitch?
No.
Oh.
What if I got out of prison, if I was in prison, because they found out that I was innocent and I had no part in it at all? Seriously.
You still have a prison record. I'd help you, though, with your finding a job.
You would be my friend then.
Yeah, I'm not going to ban you.
How did this become a conversation?
Unless you get put on a watch list for, like, children or something.
Oh, God.
You can't be around me and my future family.
What if I can't vote?
I don't vote, unfortunately.
Oh, you don't? There's a lot of people. I didn't vote on the last one, but that's because my Washington ballot didn't come here.
They say it's my right, and they said it's my responsibility, and I personally
it's okay.
Don't like when people tell me what my responsibilities are, so I'm just like, no. Because I am 27, and I'm now hearing how things are my responsibility. But 10 years ago, things were not. You know what my responsibility was?
Oh,
Go to college.
Yeah. Oh, 10 years ago, when you were like 27 or 20? Wait, you were 17 or 16. You were in college at that time?
Responsibility was to go to school, get an education, and go to college.
I guess 10 years ago, I was in college. I was at the community college when I was 16. So.
Yeah, so I would say you should be able to relate. It's not different. It's the same thing. Go to school. It's not voting. It's go to school. Priorities were shifted. And I was like, now that I'm older, they're trying to shift the priorities again. And I'm not with it. And it's not going to happen. Personally.
So love machine, not Loveinator.
That already, these are dildos. I'm not naming any of these sex toys anymore. We're not going to have a sex toys segment. I wouldn't, what should I call it? I'd buy this machine, but I'd use it very sparingly. And I wonder what type of form it'd be, because it couldn't just be like a thermometer. It'd have to be like, what if it was like glasses?
Like a temperature scan one.
What if it was like glasses?
Love temperature. How about that scan?
What if you just put it on like glasses, and then it just tells you. Then you don't have to do anything to the other person.
My goodness, I would know everything about everybody.
You just know their love affection levels, but I guess that would tell you everything else. Man, are you an Aries? Why? Because your love tank is just high.
I don't believe in that. Do you?
Your love tank is high.
I'm a Cancer.
I believe in what?
Astrology.
Not really.
What are you? Like a...
Hungry?
No, I am hungry as well. I'm thinking about, okay, the month you were born in, and what sign is that?
I'll never tell.
I can look it up.
You do that.
I have your birthday on my calendar.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't. I know my birthday. I've had it for a while now. Much better than the last one.
I wish we could share a birthday.
I don't.
Why?
It's my birthday. It wouldn't be my birthday anymore.
It could be our birthday.
I don't like that. I would hate having a twin.
Oh, goodness.
Like, that's what that brought. That I would definitely hate having a twin.
Remember, I told you that if I have kids, I want them all to come out at once. I'd rather have twins or triplets so that I don't have to go through the birthing process more than, being pregnant more than once. When I could just have it all at once and have them all come out at once.
Yeah, I feel you, but that has nothing to do with right now being like, I just don't want a twin. Like, you just said a logical thing. I don't want to feel pain multiple times.
Yes. There you go. You got it. Sense. But I want twins.
But I'm saying I don't want to be a twin. Having twins and being a
twin
are two different things.
What if you were born like at 11:55 and then your brother came out at 12:05, like 10 minutes later the next day?
What about it?
Would you be happy with that?
No,
if you were
I don't want a twin. I value individuality. And while twins can have their individual personalities because nature and nurture and the way they react, one of the guys in my last class actually had twins. He was talking about it's interesting how it's not nature versus nurture. So I would correct that. It's nature and nurture. Mm-hmm. They're being brought up in the same environment, but they react to things totally different because they're personalities. But I personally don't want to be tied to someone else in that way unless they're like my wife or something. Like you think of a twin, like you think of a twin, you think of the other twin, like Tia and Tamara, Mary Kate and Ashley. Like you don't just think of one person. Yeah, you don't just think of one person, and I don't like that. While they can have their different personalities, and you'd be like, oh, this twin do that, they kind of get stuck with the twin shadow, and I'm not about that. I'm
One of my friends is a twin, and in college I asked her if she ever looked at her twin and thought, oh my gosh, I'm ugly. And she told me that.
Kind of funny.
She said this truthfully. She was like, no, actually, I look at my twin and I think she's prettier than me. And I was like, what? You guys look the same.
I could see that.
Because it was an interesting conversation to have with her. It's funny, though, because my friend was dating her, and then when we went around college, like I would see the other twin, but I'd be with him and I'd be like, hey, it's your girlfriend, and then he would come to hug her and she's like, I'm not her. And she would get upset with him. It was my fault, though.
Why? Did you you not know?
Because I would point her out and I'd be like, look, it's your girlfriend. And
not know how to tell the difference between
no, I couldn't tell that they were a special type of twin. Like they looked alike. Some have differences, but they really looked alike. They were super identical. They stayed identical.
Be super identical. you changing the word of identical? Oh my god. I got you. Super identical twins.
We were talking about love. How'd we end up on this topic? I'm sorry.
Hyper identical twins. And I don't understand it.
You know those doppelganger websites where I think you submit a picture, but they find someone that looks just like you, and it's kind of creepy.
I didn't know this exists. Tell me more.
I've seen YouTube videos on it, and like this girl, she met with her what would be twin, and they looked exactly alike, but they have different. Of course, they're not related.
Yeah,
you know,
like long lost twins type things.
Yeah, I kind of want to find my twin.
Why?
Out there. It would just be really nice to see someone that looked like me. I'm curious. What are you thinking? Is this a strange kink? No, it's not. I just want to see.
Did you just have that self-thought? I was just looking at you. I was like, I don't.
Would I want to watch myself kiss somebody in front of me?
What?
Cut that out. Cut this out.
No, that's staying in because I'm so confused on how we got here.
My mind's all over
the doppelganger. I was just like, I didn't know that was a thing. Tell me more.
Yeah,
that was just it. I didn't know that they were looking.
Wouldn't you want to see someone that looks like you?
I don't even. If I had a twin, I'd probably fight them. I don't know for dominance. Like I can't. They can't. You can't have multiples of me. No, I'm good.
Like, if there was multiples of me,
what?
It'd be nice, right?
I don't know. Sounds like a lot of energy and laughing. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Or wait, have you ever seen the show? Why are you mimicking me?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
Have you ever seen the show Sense8?
Nope.
Okay, so this show Sense8 on Netflix, right? It's about 8 people in the world who share senses at random points. Probably you guys. I'm gonna refer to you that.
Is it real or is it fictional story?
On Netflix. So no, Netflix is all curated bullshit.
Sorry, Netflix.
I guess so.
They'll never sponsor you now.
I don't want to be sponsored by Netflix. What? What? No. Be sponsored by like something like awesome, like Wingstop or like a taco truck. If a taco truck is trying to sponsor, what's good? And,
that sounds delicious.
Burrito tacos.
Burrito tacos.
Burrito.
Oh,
burrito
tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah. ASMR.
Stop.
I can't. Okay, I'll stop.
Stop.
I will.
Just come back. You're going into the danger zone. What
do you mean?
Yeah, you're just going and going. But no, so they share senses, and I think that something like that would be cool. Like being able to like have a same world view as someone and at different places, like swapping into and putting your direct, like, you know, feet in their boots or whatnot. But I think just having a twin or a lookalike, that's lame, man. Because I feel like it takes away from my story. Like, it doesn't add, like, oh, okay, now there's 2 of me. Like, I don't like that. And what if they're, like, a jerk? Like, think about it. Like, what if you ran into someone one day?
I'll be the nice one.
No, I'm saying, what if you ran into someone one day and they, like, instantly didn't like you and you had no idea why? And it's like, you don't remember me? And you're like, oh, my God, I don't remember someone. So now you feel sad because you don't remember them. And then they're bringing up all these things, and then they start showing you pictures of you and them, like, just in life, and you're like, I don't know who you are. This is so scary. And then you find out you have a look-alike. Like, I'm not letting someone burn my rep like that.
Well, I'll just say, like, my name's Christine, and then they'll freak out, like, no, you're not.
But if if I changed my name right now to Joshua, like, I'm pretty sure you would be looking like, okay, Joshua, but still.
Joshua, that's interesting. Hi, Joshua.
Don't call me Joshua.
Oh.
Just saying, changing your name, like if you recognize someone, you recognize someone. If they say that they're a different name, it's not gonna really change what you think. If you are so sure, how many times you ran? Well, no, you just told me the other day, like how you ran into two apparently quote unquote look-alike gingers, but
Yeah.
I don't think outside of that,
That was embarrassing.
outside of that, I think that it's hard to do that. It's hard to just walk up to someone and just like, for sure, I know you. I know you.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want a twin because I feel like they would just either or worse. What if they're like super nice and I'm not super nice by default? I don't need people walking up to me talking about some like, oh, thank you so much for donating to this and blah blah blah. I'm like, that wasn't me. That's not my karma. That's someone else's karma. Sorry about it, bro. So,
what if it was you?
What do you mean?
Like, what if you did it in your sleep? You just don't remember.
I was a good Samaritan in my sleep.
Yeah, sleepwalking. Yeah. People, there's some sleepwalkers out there that are
fighting crime.
Some will like draw the nicest pictures when they're sleeping, but they're sleepwalking, but they're not conscious. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that I would become a better person because I'm asleep, personally.
I mean, it would say a lot to me because then your subconscious is having you do good things in your sleep.
I'm being possessed.
Oh, God, that's scary.
I don't know, isn't it? I mean, you're not in
possessed
control.
by an angel.
Or just a force.
The force is with you.
Well, you don't have to be like gray. You don't have to be necessarily evil or good. Probably could just be a gray area. Like drawing a picture. What do you think? That's an evil thing? If something is like, oh, like sometimes something just takes over me and then I draw the most beautiful pictures. Is that a good person or a bad person?
I've heard people could, in their sleep, they could speak a different language, but not in their waking life. Isn't that interesting?
I think they were cheating on me. I'd be like, you're cheating on me. You're definitely cheating. Who is giving you this language? I wouldn't just, that's not something I could believe at face value without experiencing it for myself. Because that is illogical. I've heard of it. I've heard people having like life experiences, like a stroke or an accident and coming back with accents and stuff like that. But to be speaking a different language in the middle of your sleeping cycle, where is that language? Where are you drawing that from? Like it would have to be stored somewhere, right? In your brain and your registry.
I mean,
because if not, that would imply
I have a theory in my head.
That would imply that accents and stuff like that are not something that we pick up. They're just something that's just there. Otherwise, and that'd be weird.
Yeah.
He's just like born with an accent. If you were born and had no interaction with others and then you just had an accent that comes from a natural town or something. Ooh, weird. What's your theory?
Oh, about
You said you had a theory.
I think the thing was that the guy woke up. I mean, not woke up. In his sleep, he could speak Latin. And that's a dead language, isn't it?
I speak English.
I guess I was... I mean, there's more than one in my head that I'm thinking.
What do you mean?
Could be.
Dead languages?
Why he could speak the language in his sleep. Like, your brain is actually processing those other languages, even though you're not, I guess, consciously learning it, and then now you could speak it in your sleep?
Yeah, but like, how is it...
Or maybe connection to your pet, or what about just how the brain is? Maybe all the languages we spoke in the past is now being spoken in our sleep, like in our ancestry? I don't know.
So you think that it's possible to retain knowledge of something that you've never experienced?
Yeah, because what about ancestral trauma? That can get passed down.
Yeah, but I'm saying like knowledge. Like actual knowledge.
Language, probably.
I don't know.
It's who knows? It would have to be tested. Some scientist out there, whatever, is going to do it.
But I think the trauma of ancestors is not guaranteed, though.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't I wouldn't even go into that for like too much of my reference, because I would say, while it's explained for some, it's not like you're not going to get your blanket statements, but I think that there's not enough evidence there for me to be like, yes, for sure, this is why this happened. I think that we can look into like, causes and effects because of years and years of a cycle, and then be like, okay, well, yeah, if you do this, this is how you make, this certain group or this certain people act a certain way, or this is why these values are seen so differently, like in Asian cultures when it comes to education and, becoming into what has the highest sphere of influence, because influence is a very strong currency, such as a doctor or a lawyer, where you say that and you just instantly think of all the lives that they have to touch on a day to day. But like that changes based on just where you're at. But man, I woke up like, I don't know, speaking like perfect French or something. I would try to retain it. I'd figure it out. I'd be hunting down every day. I'd be like, yo, somebody figured this out. Somebody put a bug in me.
Oh, shoot.
There's a bug in me, and I need to know how to turn it on. It's like that. I'd be curious of that. Like, what do you mean? What if you could just have languages? It's like,
that would be really nice.
It defeat the purpose of studying language, though.
Yeah.
Which is why I thought it was like
but
weird.
Then you'd be able to talk to other people and learn it, because in the language, you could see culture in language, so you'd learn some of the culture.
I feel like that's another reason I wanted to become like a poly, is because a polygot.
Oh, I was like, what do you mean poly? And you meant polygot. I was like, polyamorous, Polynesian, poly.
We're talking about language. Pervert.
What?
Pervert.
What do you mean pervert?
I wish I had a pervert button. Dang. I'm going to get one now. Christine, on this day, invented the pervert button.
Oh, no.
There's going to be a flashback for episodes to come. But no, it's the reason I want to become a polygot, because I believe that gateway is very interesting. I think I've seen someone switch up. We call it code switching where I'm from. It happens not just with language, but also with slang, depending on who you're talking to. But in the same way that you have your formal, informal in certain languages, depending on who you're talking to, we have like a certain slang that switches based on who we're talking to. Like the way that I answer the phone at work will be different than the way that I answer the phone like now if someone calls me.
Yeah.
And
same.
It's just a code switch, I'm switching it up. And I think that having the ability to do that with language is like big. It gives you more flexibility.
Yeah.
Definitely gives
parents
you more
do it.
flexibility. And I think I would do it. If you could like auto learn any language, any two languages, like you're just putting the chip in and it's locked in, what would it be?
Oh, man. Probably one of the Pacific languages. Do I have to choose?
Yeah, it's that too.
Oh, two languages. More of the dead languages. Sure, Tahitian. Because I'm a dancer. I don't know the second would be Latin. Bum, bum, bum.
Okay. Why? Why Latin?
It just popped into my head, so I said it.
You just want to learn a dead language?
Well, I mean, if you learn the language, because you could see the roots of the other. Oh man, I don't even know how to explain it. I guess, I don't know. I just said it.
I was going to say, if you can auto learn two languages, if you're using it because you want to say you want to use it as a base because it's the basis of language, yes, that would make sense. But I would just like,
yeah, a base.
But the way that I saw that is that if like the only benefit of having it as a base is to learn another language. So why not just grab that other language? Unless you're trying to get multiple languages. But me, I would just like, I would probably just take like, I don't know, Italian and like.
Oh, Tagalog. Sorry, I should have said that.
I'd probably take like Italian and like Mandarin.
This is my people, Tagalog. Italian, that's a random.
Hey, yours is done. Yours is done. Your turn is over.
Oh.
Sorry. You got your 2. You're stuck now, see? Now you're stuck with Latin.
Oh, man. I'm stuck with a language that won't be useful.
Now you're stuck with
Except in science.
It's the basis of language. You better use that language. No, why is Italian random? For me.
Why Italian? Tell me.
Because I like the way that it flows. There's only a few languages that like when I hear them, I'm like
French.
Yeah, but that's like too easy for me.
Yeah.
Like I want something that's like more surprising.
Pas difficile.
Because Haitians are French.
Eh.
Which are typically darker. So me speaking French would not surprise people. Me speaking Italian would surprise more people than me speaking French.
That's true. Yeah.
And
yeah. You're right.
Mandarin would also surprise a good chunk of people. So I would like that under my belt.
Yes.
And I think that because a good chunk of the world actually does speak Mandarin, that would be useful for utility because I believe in big business. And the biggest thing about Italy for me would be having amazing pizza. Just amazing pizza. Like not that American pizza. I'm saying like amazing pizza with the chunk cheese and like.
Yeah, I've had it.
Oh my God. The flatbread.
It's delicious.
Talk to me nice. Ah, my gosh. And yeah, so I'm probably would do Italian, Mandarin. I think that I would have went for something like closer to like making it so I can watch anime without subtitles, but I'm kind of used to subtitles at this point in my life, so I'll be fine. Like I was originally leaning towards like, okay, well, what do I use the most? Well, Chinese anime is good too. There's some really fire ones out there, like Seven Scissor, freaking, dang, what's that other one? I forgot this one, but the animation is like really good. It's just a long title. It's one of those ones where it's like just a long title, and I just kind of skip and go straight to the fight. But it's about like kung fu and martial arts and freaking magical powers. You say those 2 things, and I'm in. If they're throwing hands and they have powers, oh, I'm in. That's enough. That is more than enough for me. And that's why Dragon Ball was so great for me. It's just like, what is it? Why does he have a tail? And then he's just fighting. Great. Great times. But, I mean, that's if you can auto-learn language. Ooh, if you could teach your child a language.
What would it be?
Like, the same way. Like, if you can auto, like, pick your child's, like, secondary language. Yeah, what would it be? And would you do it? First and foremost, would you do that? And if you would, what would it be?
If I'm here in Hawaii, then Hawaiian. I think it's important to bring the language back.
So you would give your child a language that you don't speak?
And then I can learn from my child.
That's a bold...
Wait, but I'm learning Tahitian though, and the thing is there are similarities between the languages.
Yeah, but this is like
so I can understand
fluent.
some of it.
Like this will give them fluency. They will be fluent.
They're already going to be fluent in English, so why not Hawaiian?
I'm just saying, you pick the languages, and they're all different. I was just curious. Like, I would at least want my child to say something, secondary that, hey, like I also am learning that. Or,
oh yeah, Hawaiian.
Or I know that. That's good. Interesting. Not anything else?
You said secondary.
What if your husband disagreed with that?
Would you disagree with that?
What?
If your supposed wife was like this.
It's like what?
Hawaiian is the language.
I'd be fine with that. I grew up here. I'm a cool person. There's no.
If my partner disagrees with it, then I guess we could, I don't know, we'll talk about it, but I'd still want that language. And then he could do whatever language he wants.
For what?
Or she wants. My partner, whoever I'm
For
with.
the second baby? You just had a second one off the bat?
Wait, what?
You're saying, because this is for picking one child's secondary language.
Yeah.
And I was like, what if you disagree with your partner? You just said, well, I'm just going to win. And
We'll,
I'm gonna pick
we'll flip a coin.
I feel like that would be horrible.
We'll talk about it. We'll find
something.
something.
My parents, if this is how I got a secondary language. I was like, yo, all the languages you could have gave me.
We probably won't fight over
What
it.
What if they get island fever, which is very real, and they don't want to be in Hawaii? Now they
That's
just
okay.
know it, and they're gone.
They could teach it to somebody?
They're a child, but I feel you. I think it's a good language.
My baby will know 5 languages.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, but I've seen people do it.
I don't know if... I feel like I would try to put my kid into things that they like doing. But the only way to do that would be to get them exposure to multiple different things.
So all the sports in the world.
No, because sports...
Dancing.
I was about to say, because sports is already a giant encompassing thing. They're not a physical person.
Board games.
Man, they can play that type of sport.
Yeah, I'm into it.
But that's a different realm. I wouldn't make them do all the sports. Just the ones they have an interest in.
Okay.
Because, like, if someone wants to join a bowling team, I'm not going to hype that up. But, I mean, I'll go.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't like bowling at all.
Why?
Oh, it hurts my fingers. It always hurts my fingers. Like the holes, I don't know what it's about. I grab it, and then it's just like... So, I couldn't do it. Why, do you like bowling? You're about
It's okay.
that life?
Nah, not really.
Why'd you ask me? Why did like?
Oh, I don't know.
You seemed like you were shocked. Like, why? Why don't you like bowling? This wonderful sport. And I'm just like, oh man, Christine must have this deep rooted thing in bowling. And you're just like, it's whatever. It's a whatever sport, really. Oh man, I couldn't do it.
So what about love that we were talking about?
I'm not talking about love. I'm talking about kids and sports. Or just activities. Do you think that children have to play sports?
No.
Like in particular?
No, I was like a super artist as a kid. All I ever did was draw.
Have you done it for competition?
I've gotten, I think my mom said I got 3rd place on one of my drawings.
So you have
in
done
elementary.
It for competition?
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
But they didn't tell me to do it. I think I did it on my own. I don't remember. I just submitted it and then I got 3rd place. So, kid me. Loves drawing.
You draw now, though.
I still draw, yes, but I don't draw as much as I used to.
You don't love drawing anymore? I'm sorry.
I like dancing. Drawing takes too long. When I start drawing, I'm like, ugh. So
It's like
long.
cooking.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You and your impatience. I don't know. I don't know if you really should want a kid. That's a lot of waiting. I don't know if you've realized that.
Yeah, 9 months is a long time. Maybe I can have someone else do it.
And you're still waiting.
Yeah, but it's okay. I could do my own thing without having sickness in my body. Like feeling morning sickness and puking and stuff. Nauseous, having strange cravings like mayonnaise and cookies.
You know, not everyone has these things.
But it could happen.
Yeah. But if we go into could, the list is long.
My friend was
everything.
asking me what groceries he should get for his baby mama who's pregnant. And I was like, well, pregnant people have really strange cravings. So I think we need to get pickles and mustard and stuff like that. And my friend was like, Christine, focus. What should I get?
I don't know. I would just get them whatever they're feeling for because they might feel for some combination that isn't in the house.
Yeah, like cookies and mayonnaise.
I believe in like hey, if that's what you're gonna do, that's what you're gonna do. I believe in just a servitude at that point. Like when I do have when I get to that point and my lady or whatever, whoever I'm talking to at that moment is pregnant, it's just like, all right, cool. What do you need? Like, what do you need from me? And if she wants some weird concoction and she gets her weird concoction, just don't make me eat it and I'm good. Like, that's a whole nother thing.
Chocolate.
That's a period thing. Is it not?
Eh. Yeah, I ate a lot of chocolate yesterday.
Ew.
What?
It's TMI. I did not need to know that.
I sent you a picture of the chocolates.
I'm closing this out.
You're not going to cut this out, are you?
I'm closing this out.
Oh, okay, let's close this out.
I don't want to talk about your period.
I didn't say it was my period. I just said I ate a lot of chocolate yesterday.
I'm cutting this out. No, that's not what happened.
Okay.
That's not what happened. But no. I think that at the end of the day, when it comes to cravings, when it comes to pregnancy, when it comes to patience, I think that the support of a partner is what's best.
Yeah.
That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah.
That being supportive is what you need, and it helps you.
That's what I love.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It just depends on the support. Sometimes somebody can support you in a way that isn't a way that you need to be supported.
Mm-hmm.
I think that help others is good, but to help people in the way that they actually need to be helped is great. Like, general help can be bad sometimes.
Yep.
It's too much of a good thing can be bad, but yeah, you can overhydrate and die.
Yeah.
You can overeat. You can overdrink. Too much of almost a lot of things can be bad. But when it comes to helping, people just try to get, I don't know what's up with the world. People just try to get to that first step of just help. Let me just help this person. And then they go with it. Like, oh, I helped you, so that must be a good thing. It's like, yeah, but like, it's not really what I need. I did not need help in that area. So really, you're not just helping your own ego or like boosting yourself and saying it's me when it's really a you thing. So, yeah, no. I don't know. But I think that when it comes to pregnancy, because that's something that only happens on one person, between the couple, I think that that's a strong time to be supportive. And it'd be weird. I think if I ever talked to a woman, she wanted to do a surrogate, like I would still feel like, aren't we supposed to be taking major care of her too?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. I would like,
you're right.
You're already like giving your attention, and now you have to give your attention to another face, another whole person. I mean, carrying a kid is a big thing, so yeah, you should, but I feel like that's a lot of effort too, and you can't just like. I feel like because in order to like do a one and done, like, hey, I'll see you in 9 months, I feel like you would have to pay a lot of money to ensure that they're eating properly and working out and having a good diet, like by themselves. Yeah, no, I don't think that would be. That sounds more shady than anything. What if they don't come back?
Oh, and
they
they
took
left.
your baby.
Yeah, isn't that kidnapping then?
I don't know. It's coming out of them.
I'm curious.
If they were at a hospital and they were giving birth, wouldn't they also be putting their name on the certificate if you're not around? So isn't it not kidnapping? Right? Because they can't like be like, oh, this baby definitely isn't yours if you're literally pushing one out.
Well, now I want to look up those laws.
That'd be crazy. I thought once you signed a birth certificate, like that's it. Because there's been some cases where in certain states, if the father signs the birth certificate, he is the father, regardless if a DNA test says differently later. Because there have been times of infidelity.
Is it like that here in Hawaii?
I don't know. I wouldn't look that up because I don't have any baby mama anythings. It's not something I'll ever get myself into. But I know in Cali it's like that.
Oh gosh.
If you if a woman's unfaithful and then the dad or whoever she's dealing with signs for that child as the father, then even if he discovers he isn't the father, he's still responsible for that child and not the actual dad.
Good for him, I guess.
That's such a weird system.
It's really weird.
So yeah, I was curious. I don't think that
Man, I'd fight that in court.
What would you fight?
If I was a man who's like, this isn't my kid, I don't want my name.
There's a birth certificate that you signed.
I know I signed it. I didn't
Property
realize
of you.
I was being cheated on.
Well, you probably were past tense being cheated on, but that was 9 months ago. Focus on this child.
Now I have to raise this kid for the next 18 years that's not mine. I mean, I can love a child that's not mine, and I could do that, but I still think that the person who did that should be responsible somewhat for what they have brought into this world.
Yeah? What if they didn't know?
Well,
Throwing more elements into this story because it's just interesting. I feel like, yeah, you should try to support it. I think. Why? What's the point of doing that?
I feel tired too.
I think in the essence of just talking to a kid.
Yep.
I think in the essence of just talking to a kid and the wellness of the kid, you should definitely, like, everyone should be on board. I think that works best out for the kid, like the best interest. Like, I have friends that, like, if the father wasn't around when the kid was younger, if he wants to come back later in their life, they're like, no, because you wasn't around in the beginning. And I said, well, that's not in the best interest of the kid.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, why wouldn't you just do what's like if someone wants to help, if someone wants to be there for you, why are you just like, oh no, it's too late now? Like, isn't that like someone else can decide? Like a kid?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I was a kid, like, I definitely, like, it's okay. I don't remember what happened when I was 5 and below. Actually, probably like 6, from like 6, 7 on below, it's like, it's like gray area. I remember past that though. I remember a lot of the 9 and 8 and the freaking 10 and whatnot in my pre-tween days. All those little teenager stuff, preteen and tween days. But I feel like I would care about the effort being put in later. I think if I went from 0 and then at 18 was like, wow, like my parent or whatever never tried to actually come out and reach out and get me. And I don't know why. I feel like that would mess with me more than them trying to get me later because they ran away or they couldn't do it when I was like, 2 or 1 in some cases. I don't know. For me, I just think those are two different things. I think that the way people like hold grudges is like unhealthy.
Oh, I agree.
I don't know. That's for me. But, I mean, I'm not having any kids. Not right now. I don't have any kids on the way.
I don't either.
I've checked my phone several times. I don't have anybody text me saying, hey, you have a kid. So, we're in the clear.
Okay.
In the clear.
Stay safe.
Debatable. Stay strapped. Up in these streets with a gang. But, all right, man. I'm done with this episode. Close this out. We talked about so much random things today.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'll figure it out. But we should go ahead and blast the outro. And that will be a wrap. And goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know.